What up? It's Bridger Frederick here, and I'm coming to you from inside of my closet, which I'll explain here in a minute. But what I am is now a YouTuber, I guess. But I'm just a guy who has a spinal cord injury. I'm a T10 paraplegic complete who is currently wheelchair bound, and this is all about changing that. I'm going to walk again. I want to make $1 million, and I want to inspire other people in wheelchairs to do whatever their dreams are, whether it be walking or making a lot of money or whatever. I'm coming to you from inside my closet because I was recording in my kitchen before and it sounded like absolute crap. So until I can kind of make a little sound nest out there, I just have to be like actually start making some money so I can afford to invest in things like that. But until I can do that, I'm going to improvise. Probably won't be in the closet, but will most likely just be setting up a microphone and doing some minor adjustments. But not going to do that today, and I wanted to say hello to everyone and do a little update and just talk about some important stuff that's on my mind. So number one, I will be creating a separate channel, which I don't know the name of yet, but that's going to be all about my journey from 0 to 1 million. I'm trying to make $1 million like by March, let's say March 31st, 2023. I'm by most standards broke in August 1st, let's say it's August 4th, but whatever. Beginning of August 2022, get my real estate license, going to be so aggressive in creating content for that and for this. And so, yeah, I want to find a lot of ways to make money because let's face it, being in a wheelchair is really expensive, and healing my body again, I believe, is going to require a ton of modalities, a ton of treatments. Like I want to walk, run, jump, swim, fish, hike, hunt, snowboard, play with my kids, do everything as good or better than I did before. I think that it's possible. I don't know how yet, but I honestly really know for a fact that the confluence of technology and the work that I'm going to put in and my own knowledge and the timing and everything, I really believe it is possible. So with that being said, the updates that I'm going to do for this channel are going to be that's going to be about making money and my personal journey. This is going to be about walking again and how to live the healthiest, best possible life post injury. And in that regards, I have amazing podcast guest next week who's going to be the first official guest. I had 2 podcasts that I recorded last year, and I'm going to try to reach out to the people that did that because they were amazing, and I got really I wasn't even last year. I think it was the year before. It was a while ago. I got really unwell post recording them. It was right after I had a major spinal surgery, but they were fantastic and hopefully going to get either rework those podcasts or re-interview those guests, but that's irrelevant. The point is next Wednesday I'll be interviewing the amazing and inspiring Kelly Brush of the Kelly Brush Foundation. If you don't know who that is and you're in a wheelchair, I definitely suggest tuning in, and in the meantime, checking out her foundation and her story a little bit. It's going to be incredible. I couldn't be more excited or honored to have her as the first official podcast guest, and we'll hopefully be able to do the honor of sharing her story with you. And yeah, so that's the basis of that announcement. And other than that, I just wanted to emphasize something that I kind of spoke about, but something that's paying huge dividends for me, and that is morning routine. So I have it nailed down now. I wake up at 4 a.m. every day. Alarm goes off at 4 a.m. I try to get up as fast as I can. Between the back pain, the brutal exhaustion, because I'm not good at waking up at 4 a.m., and my love of laying in bed, it usually takes me until about, I'm trying to reduce it down, but normally I'm not really fully out of bed and mobilized until about 4:20 or so. And so by then, I want to be on my FES bike by 4:20, having had used, gone pee and drank some water. So very first thing I do is right when my alarm goes off, I chug 750 mils of water because I kind of dehydrate myself so I don't have to wake up in cath very much during the night. And so wake up really dehydrated. I want to just kickstart that that hydration process. So I drink 750 mils of water out of kind of like a whatever, the Hydro Flask thing, like a small one, that's got a pop top, so I can just lay in bed and chug away. It's been awesome because I found with a glass, I have spasms when I wake up in the morning. So when I sit up, I'm not that motivated to drink out of something, and I'm just have momentum and going forward. So yeah, I found that's a nice little hack that helps. And so I pop up, I go in and I hop on my FES bike and I do, get it on and everything quick as possible. Let's assume we're rolling by 4:30 at the latest. Do 1 hour on the FES bike, and then as soon as I'm done, pack it up as quick as I can. And I'm not allowing myself. So a habit that I really enjoy is either drinking pre-workout during this time if I'm going to work out in the gym afterwards, or just drinking some caffeinated drink. And I'm going to ex-nay that due to some information I got from Andrew Huberman on some podcast somewhere that he was on. It might have even been just his own show. If you don't know who that is, he's a brain scientist who out of Stanford, and he's brilliant, but something to do with not having caffeine for the first 90 minutes of the day. Apparently, caffeine suppresses adenosine, which is what makes you feel tired. And so it suppresses it, and because you have all that adenosine in you from the night before, if you don't let it kind of get processed out the natural way in your brain, it just suppresses it, and it's all still floating around in there. So as soon as that caffeine wears off, that adenosine starts creeping back in, and that's supposedly, allegedly, what is causing that late morning or late afternoon caffeine crash that I certainly suffer from. I want to pass out. If I drink a caffeine, especially pre-workout, a big old dose of 175 milligrams of caffeine at 4 something in the morning, by 10 o'clock, it feels like sleepy time. It's not, unfortunately, but it feels like it. So yeah, ex-naying the caffeine, and it's going to be really tough because that's a huge motivator when I'm laying in bed. Just thinking about the drink I'm going to drink is motivation, and that's also why I'm terminating it, is because it's clearly a substance related push, and I don't want the first motivator in my day to be a substance. I just think that's no bueno, especially for neural reprogramming and maximizing neural healing. I think that's probably a deficit, not good. So no caffeine, 1 hour of FES bike. Gradually, I have a myocycle, and I gradually build up to a higher and higher intensity until I'm especially the last 5 minutes, I'm getting some gnarly, solid muscle contraction. I'm getting muscle contractions the whole time, but I build up and let my muscles get warmed up a bit, and then right after I'm done with that, I wheel on out of there and I go grab my doggos. I have a beautiful golden retriever and a little plump English bulldog, and me and the girls will go on a 30 to 45 minute walk. So my apartment complex is 5 buildings, and I'm kind of one of the middle buildings, and it's a big U shape around. On this side there is a forest. I'm over here, there's a forested area over here, and an open vacant lot, and on this side they're building the new Universal Park. I don't know what it's called, but there's there's Universal Studios, Volcano Bay, which is like the water park, Islands of Adventure, which is like the roller coaster park, and now they're building some other one in this big open area over here. And then if I go, so what I do is I go out and I go out in this big loop and around out the front gates of my apartment complex, which is this big like winding road out to like towards what is called International Drive area, if you're familiar with Orlando and have ever been to the theme parks here. But if not, then it's just, for all intents and purposes, it's just like this winding road that goes past the little forest, and there's a forest on one side of the road, Top Golf on the other side of the road. And so I just, and then Andretti Racing, like some kart racing place, Mario Andretti built some giant structure that you can race go-karts or something. And so I just go all the way out to the main road over there, and then I wheel on back with the dogs, and that's facing like, I'm facing like north and east, and so I can watch the sunrise. It's really beautiful. I think about my goals for the day, and I just repeat mantra of, I'm so grateful that I'm happy, healthy, and wealthy. I'm so grateful that I'm happy, healthy, and wealthy. Even though usually at that time in the morning, I'm not necessarily feeling my happiest. Very, very rarely feeling my healthiest. Normally, lots of pain and related whatever. And I'm not wealthy by any modern societal standards, but that's all about that. It's neural programming, and it's about all the wealth books, all the health books, everyone who I trust greatly and look up to and want to be like, everyone preaches the same thing. You act grateful and project onto what you want in the future. You can really connect that emotion that you would have if you already attained your goals. And I think the power in it, for me, it might be a little bit delusional, but it just makes you feel awesome. And you just start working backwards from the goal. So I'm grateful that I'm healthy, and my brain goes, you're not healthy. And I'm like, well, how am I going to get healthy? Like, because I want this feeling. So how am I going to get there? Like, same with wealth and like specific goals. So I wheel back and obviously it's like 5:45 in the morning. So it's not actually sunrise. It's just like peaking light, but it's beautiful. Like sometimes there's really nice clouds and stuff. And after I go past Top Golf back towards my apartment building, there is like a swamp that's like fenced off, and I see alligators in there regularly and a bunch of cool, weird Florida birds that I don't know what they are, but it's beautiful and I love it. So I do the morning walk and just propel myself through the world with the dogs. The dogs get a little exercise in, and then I get back to my apartment and I do 3 goals I get a journal out and I write down 3 things I'm grateful for. Anything, just short little I'm gratefuls, things I thought about on the walk, and 3 primary goals for the day. 3 things, the only 3 things that matter during the day that I'm going to get done. This is brand new. I've just started doing it because I listen to all these health podcasts, YouTubes, books. Like I'm all about self-improvement and strategy to, build what I want, books, and I'm just ingesting all that sort of stuff. What I'm saying is it's been a theme that's come up in multiple podcasts with multiple people that I respect and revere their accomplishments. So I'm going to implement it because it's genius. 3 things, most important things I get done in the day. As long as those tasks get done, the day's a success kind of thing. And so, yeah, I do that, and then I get ready for the day, and I always do bowel program right after that in the morning. And the reason I do that is because I think it's really important as a paraplegic. If you're not paraplegic or not neuro injured, then it's important. The bowel program means that you literally, as a person suffering from neurological injury, your bowels don't work properly. Like, it's called neurogenic bowel and bladder, and it's something I didn't know prior to having spinal cord injury was one of the very brutal surprises that I woke up to. And they had to explain to me, and I was quite shocked. But those muscles below your level of injury, like the intestines, like are muscles. Like they need to move, and I can't remember what it's called, permeability, motility. They're supposed to move and push all that stuff out of you. And so you actually, I won't go into details. Anyone who has if you're interested, I guess you can message me if you want to know, or I'll explain it, I'm sure, on another video. But I'm not going to go into all the neurogenic bladder bowel. But you have to do extracurricular things to make your body work properly. And doing it on a consistent time schedule and basis is critical. Also, obviously, diet is a huge part of that. And like my biggest turnkey factor, having some sort of ulcerative colitis type stuff undiagnosed, because I haven't gone and got my labs done so that I can go and get the further testing done, because I'm a procrastinator when it comes to allopathic health stuff, because 90% of the time that I pursue any sort of diagnosis or treatment through conventional allopathic, normal doctors, it doesn't go anywhere. It turns out to be a huge waste of time, money, and effort, because doctors are idiots. And I do not mean all doctors, but if you're not like heavily researching the medical professional that you're going to see and vetting them and basically interviewing them, like if you're just rolling the dice and being like, oh, I'm going to go see a urologist, and just look up a urologist near you and go see them, or any sort of specialist or primary care doctor, that person is probably an absolute idiot. All the hate, like medical professionals, come on, bring it on. Like I've talked to plenty of you, and most of you are morons. I don't know how you even graduated college. I think it's a travesty that you're allowed to practice medicine. I was told the other day by my primary care doctor that testosterone cannot be affected by diet. It doesn't matter what I eat. It's unaffected. Like it can affect, like the food I take in cannot affect the hormones my body produces. And I was like, whatever. Like this guy is, his service to me is I tell him what medications I want and why I want them, and he gives them to me, within reason. I don't ask for anything weird, but like I tell him I need bladder spasm medication. He gives me bladder spasm medication. Our relationship is done, dusted. That's it. So, yeah, I don't even know where I was going with that, other than, the bowel program, just on this huge tangent, because I just think medical professionals are such butt plugs. But yeah, and that's not all of them. There's the most amazing people in the world are also medical professionals. Like my girlfriend's an ER nurse, and there's so many good doctors out there. Some of my doctors in Craig Hospital and afterwards, like I've had tons of amazing doctors. Like, so it's just the ones that aren't amazing. It's like so pathetically, just atrociously bad that it should be like cruelty or malpractice or something. And it's just like such a disservice to people like us, like everyone who needs good medical advice in this crazy, confusing world we live in, with so much conflicting crap, so much marketing going on, so much selling going on, so much just uninformed people going on, and acting as though they have the answers for whatever reason. And so, yeah, the bottom line is do bowel program at consistent time of day. After getting hydrated in the morning and getting some movement going, it's a good time. And then, then I'm feeling fresh and good to go for the day. By about, like, let's say at the latest, like 8:30, I'm showered, dressing, and either out the door, or so I have alternate schedules. If I have a 9 a.m. appointment of whatever, 9 a.m. commitment, then I'm doing bowel program right after journaling. If I have 10 a.m. or later, I'm actually going to go hit the gym. I'm going to go hit the gym first. Before that, I'm going to do an hour workout. And an hour workout for me is 18 really hard working sets. So I'll do like I normally do like my favorite, like I'll do a little warm up, whatever, like some light weights, especially like shoulder stuff. Like I like these because when you're paralyzed, like imagine there's a 5 pound weight here, but when you're paralyzed, like your shoulders are just easily compromised. And I like to warm them up if I'm going to be doing any sort of shoulder stuff. And yeah, I'll just do some light movements and stuff. And then I'll do like my favorite workout to kick it off because I always feel like crap right when I start working out. Not like crap, but I just don't feel like super pumped. And so I'll do like bench press on the Smith machine, or I'll do lat pull downs, just depending. Or I'll do shoulder press, like something that I really like. I enjoy those like more compound movements. And so I'll do like 5 sets of those, and I'll start really light because I'm warming up. That's why I do 5 sets of the first exercise. I'll start really light, build up a little bit, and then I'll do like 2 very heavy working sets, and then I'll do my heaviest set to absolute failure. I mean, to failure, like to where I cannot do one more. And then so I'll do 5, and then I'll do like a few more exercises. Like so, I want to do 18 to 20 working sets, and so let's say 4 more exercises, of 3 sets each and 1 set of 4 kind of thing. I'll throw in an extra set into like whatever my favorite exercise is, or if I don't have all my sets done, then the last exercise I'll do will just be like a gnarly drop set to failure. So I get like 8 sets in until I just go all the way down to failure, starting at my heaviest weight and just going down incrementally with 60-second rests in between. And so that's a structure that I've kind of just caught onto. It's from my incessant obsession with Derek at More Plates, More Dates. I love that guy's channel. And I just discovered it like, I don't know, 7-8 months ago, and just binge watched it for like 6 weeks all the time. If I was watching YouTube, I was watching More Plates, More Dates. Totally blew my mind. I knew nothing about supplemental hormones and like use of steroids and testosterone and all that stuff. And I didn't know that like athletes and actors and a lot of like, I thought it was a minority, very small number of people using steroids. I've never really known of anyone using steroids or like known them personally. Like I've always like, I would love to just blast testosterone to the moon. It's always like, the idea sounds appealing to me, but the idea of having to monitor all those health markers and inject regularly and stuff is just like, I don't know. It's not worth it to me yet. I'm heavily considering doing it someday. I'm trying to, I definitely am going to do it when I'm like 55 or something. Like as soon as my like natural testosterone like really starts taking a dive, like heck yeah, like youth serum in my body right away. Like it's crazy that, people in their, you see people in like their 40s and 50s, people giving them crap for, or not admitting to their use and kind of getting crap for lying about it because they're lean and jacked and ripped in their 40s and 50s. But I don't know why I wouldn't be ashamed of it. Like I'm definitely going to leverage that. But anyways, haven't done that yet, and I digress. I kind of tangentialized there, if that's even a word. But point is, I learned that from More Plates, More Dates, that kind of 18 working sets, like at least 3 times a week to kind of maintain. And maybe, I try to get like 3 good weight workouts in, because I also do 3 days of PT for lost my train of thought, for 2 hours, and it's usually like pretty decently hard. I do 2 hours of PT on Monday and Wednesday from 9 to 10, and then at 11 o'clock we have like a group fit class. It's like a really hard workout, normally like a high intensity interval training style workout at the gym I go to. And so I'm getting I'm getting my 5 workouts in a week, and with those added in. So I do like 3 home, like heavy weight workouts at least, and then those other 2. So yeah, that's the morning routine that I have constructed carefully over the last few months, and like slowly push my wake up time back, and am going to bed earlier and earlier, and have found that super advantageous. I love that early morning time when the rest of the world's sleeping and there's no obligations, and you can just be with yourself, organize your thoughts, and plan for the day ahead, and get ready to rock. So I am so grateful if you hung out in my closet with me this evening, and I wish so much health, wealth, and happiness to you. Please leave any questions, concerns, hate speeches in the comments below. If you could hit the like button and share it with anyone who might need or want to hear this, or find this exciting or inspiring, and wants to join the basically non-existent community of just me that I'm hoping to expand greatly over the course of the future, forever, always. I want this to be something I do forever. My end goal in life is to buy a huge piece of wilderness property and build the most state-of-the-art, full package neurological retreat paradise for all things like true neurological healing. And I mean, it's going to be for all things human healing, but I just think if you can heal spinal cord and brain injuries and strokes and multiple sclerosis and, all of these just devastating, gnarly things, like if I can heal those things, if I can find the equation and put the people together and the knowledge and organize it, and not just like I'm going to figure it out, but I mean, if the greater spinal cord injury community and this community that I'm going to build over the course of the next 60 years can really hone in on the package that makes that happen, then, I think that the sky is the limit for ailments and human conditions that we could improve upon. So that's the idea. And if you want to be a part of that, that would be awesome. Hit me up. You can follow me on Instagram at Bridger Lee Frederick, at TikTok at Bridger Lee Frederick, which I've actually enjoyed creating some content on. And then you can follow me on Facebook at Bridger Lee Frederick. Never going to respond to you on there, but I do anything I make on TikTok or Instagram, I'll probably push through over to Facebook, but I just don't enjoy the platform. Maybe that will change, but as of now, if you message, comment, whatever on Facebook, I don't expect to hear anything from me, but I will try to get to absolutely every comment on YouTube, since I want this to be my main space. This long form content is definitely what I enjoy the most. And yeah, so again, thank you for joining me in my closet, and I really, truly hope that you're having an amazing day, and I can't wait till next time. Thank you so much, and goodbye.